When tragedy happens, we all have our own process for healing. For at least 2 Coloradans, that kind of grieving was made bearable through art after someone they loved very much took his own life.
Yeah, John Padilla's brother Jack was just 15 years old, and he joins us this morning ahead of the release of his new film and new art exhibit, both of them focusing on suicide prevention. John, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so excited to have you today. And so we want to talk a little bit about the film. This is your second one. For anyone maybe that didn't see the first one or isn't familiar, tell us about it and why you wanted to create it.
Yeah, absolutely. So my film's called Mountain in My Mind. It's a series that'll likely end up being about 3 films, and it all focuses on suicide prevention and mental health awareness in the ski industry. Okay. So how it kind of played out was I went and interviewed professional skiers in all sorts of disciplines, think backcountry, resort skiers, big mountain, all that, and then compiled it in with some ski footage of them, with the goal of raising awareness for mental health because we see such an issue with suicide in our ski towns.
Wow. So now you're working on this new exhibit featuring a lot of different really great photography with your great uncle, who, by the way, was a wonderful performing arts teacher with the Rural Public Schools for decades. This is really cool. This is something. It features things we haven't ever seen before. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so May is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is why we kind of wanted to do it now. But Alan, my uncle, does photos of things like Elton John, Tom Petty, these really recognizable names. And we wanted to kind of mesh those 2 things together as a fundraising arm. The reason being to kind of increase our awareness and our reach on the national and then the international scale, hopefully this fall.
Oh, that's so incredible. And these images are just so stunning. Proceeds, of course, go toward Jack Strong, that organization named after your brother. So talk about the mission of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Our sole goal is to raise awareness for mental health and to decrease the suicide rate for teenagers. So our films are targeted at a really broad audience. The age goes, like this year's film will have everything from 16 to 65-year-olds in the film. So we wanted to make sure that our appeal was really wide. Because Jack Strong's more of a teen-focused organization, that money's really going to go back from our fundraising events, goes back to the teenagers because they need it most.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, John is incredibly talented, multifaceted in life. You actually you weren't interested in trying out film. How did you get invested in mental health, and why would you want to put projects like this together?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. Part of it was after losing Jack, I needed to find a way to turn my tragedy into triumph. And the way for me to do that, I found, was skiing. I've skied my whole life as a big mountain skier, doing competitions, all that stuff. And I just decided, well, maybe I can find a way to communicate how I feel about mental health in a way that's approachable for everybody, where people can say, oh, I like to ski. Maybe I should have this conversation because all the professionals are doing it. Sure. So that was kind of the reason behind it.
It puts it at more of a human level for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where can we see the exhibit, and how can we see the film?
Yeah. So the film's online on YouTube. You can just Google Mountain in My Mind and it'll show up. And then the art exhibit is going to be tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at 329 Detroit Street. That's in Cherry Creek. Yeah. So we'd love for you guys to be there.
Free for to go? Do we need to get tickets or anything?
Yes, yeah, so we'll be doing optional donation at the door, and then options to bid on some things inside there, including skiing with an Olympian.
Wow.
And all expenses paid trip at Copper Mountain coming up next winter. So really looking forward to it.
And he just got his MBA too.
I know.
So, I mean, he's doing it all over
so
here.
many talents.
John, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.